What's up, guys, and good morning. It is I think day 10, track 5 of Drift Week. So we're gonna get the Mustang off the lawn, hook up the trailer. Ty, where are we going today?
It's running?
This ain't running.
No, it's not. I was like, it's quiet.
Where are we going today?
Apple Valley?
Yeah, we're going to Grange.
Grange, Apple Valley.
So yeah, this house pretty much looked like Fast and Furious the past couple of days. Everybody's just been thrashing on stuff, working on stuff in the yard. Basically, driveway's full. This is full. Over here is full. Everything's full. But we're getting ready to go to the track, and well, actually, it's like a 2-hour drive to the track. And we're gonna see what this thing does at Grange. Let's see how the cold start is. Oh man.
Quiet, honestly. It's quiet.
Really quiet. I think we're getting some more race fuel today too, so happy about that. 33 degrees, wow. Welcome to day 8, track 5, no, day 10, track 5, something, I don't even know what day it is, but we're on our way to Grange or Apple Valley Speedway, and I guess this road is just absolute trash. Like, this is, everybody's been talking about it, and we're still on pavement, and it's really bad. It looks like it turns to dirt up here, but we still have 1.5 miles on the GPS of this road, so I guess it's pretty much like you have to be like a monster truck. I need to put this thing in comfort mode so it's nice and so it's nice and easy to turn. But yeah, so this track, I guess, is really tight and kind of technical. Has like a cool entry, a really tight slowdown, but I guess it's pretty decent for tandem, but you have to do a lot of dirt drops. But yeah, I guess we're on the dirt road now. This doesn't look too bad. I guess we'll update you guys if it gets worse.
You got this sick 510 here.
Thank you.
You sent your daily? Give us a little bit about it.
Yeah, this is my 1970 Datsun 510. It's my daily driver. Put about 45,000 miles on this thing in the last year and a half. Drove it to FD Seattle from Long Beach, California last summer. And yeah, it means runs, drives. I do about 70 on the road out here, which is fun. Kind of a little rally spec. So, but yeah, I mean, it's still pretty much all stock interior. And yeah, even though it's falling apart, it's still there, which is nice. And yeah, this thing actually turns 50 tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was made in February of 1970. Just ignore that. Got a new filter coming.
That's sweet.
Yeah, 3-speed auto, no problems. 3,000 mile trip was the last long one I took, and snapped a belt. That was it. 5 minutes to change, keep spares in the trunk. That's the smart thing to do. So, but yeah, she's good, man. I love it.
Cool. Yeah, it's always, Trevor was saying, it's cool to see all these Datsuns out on the trip, and
yeah, there's a lot more than you would think.
Yeah, maybe we'll finally do something with Trev. So it's already done.
Hope
but
so.
Yeah,
I want to see it on the road.
Yeah,
That'd be rad.
Is that a Supra? Or is that a Supra?
That's actually a dilemma right there.
They're similar.
That's with the lips, bud.
Dude, it was good. It's 5 miles an hour in here. My exhaust only hit 12 times.
Only.
That
hot boy life.
It's worth it.
First time I've checked the oil all trip.
Alright, you want to pull your car around the back real quick?
It's a little low.
You want to use our tire machine? Use our tire machine with compressors and stuff. You can see them on the other side.
Should I add some?
Yeah, top her off.
I didn't even ask.
I could probably use just a smidge. We survived. We made it down the dirt road with this lowboy thing. Thank you.
Out of everybody, you were the one I was most concerned about.
Yeah.
I was going to
The hot boy meter wouldn't let me take my bumper off.
It's life, bro. Commitment.
It is. we made it out here to Grange. We got everything all unloaded and packed, swapped the front tires, towed it out just a little bit, tightened the front suspension, tightened the shock dampening, I meant, and we probably did, what, 10 laps or so? I'd say probably 12 laps or so. I did a decent amount of laps. Basically, filling out this entry, it's kind of a long straight to a big, like, decreasing radius sweeper to kind of like a really tight. So basically what I've been doing is second gear, basically flat out, shift third, kind of do like a little feint thing and then just like whip it back this way, drag the e-brake, and then try to get back on power to like stay off of the edge. Because basically like this big of a drop on that edge of the track where everybody's went, and it's just like, it's not like a smooth concrete thing. It's like this weird, it's like landscaping bricks that they have like concrete in. So when you go off, it's like, like, so I've already shaved a little bit off of the pinch welds of the car. But I'm feeling pretty good, getting relatively confident on the entry. Otherwise, the rest of the track is super, super tight. And it's just kind of like you just basically full throttle out of a super tight corner, then e-brake, like to try to back up to let somebody next to you. And then just kind of the same thing all the way around it. But the entry, I'd say, is the most technical part. And that's what I worked on the most. So I'm pretty confident to actually go out and start driving, doing tandem stuff with me. Luke pretty much drove with me one lap, and he kind of pushed me around the track. I don't think he touched me, but yeah, it's sick. Rad Dan is out here, as you guys seen his Supra. We got Matt Field, Chelsea Denofa, all those guys, and actually Hurt from Hoonigan. He's out here in the pizza mobile with the Brap rotary machine. There's some other guys. But that's it. I guess we're gonna go drive somewhere. Where's Marshall, huh?
Is that Marshall's fire truck?
No.
No. Oh.
That's a friend's truck.
Oh, it's his friend's truck.
All right, guys. So I think that's pretty much wrapping up our track day here. Now that Rudy's car is kind of out there on the track and nobody has fire extinguishers, we all just kind of decided that, you know, it's probably not a great idea to drive, and, you know, just kind of the vibe, you know, here. But I would say, you know, there's a huge lesson in this for everybody, and that is that, you know, building cars with that in mind, you know, that things like that can happen. That car has been a track car almost its whole life. Rudy's had that car for a really, really long time. It was his dad's car. He got it from his dad. He sold it to his buddy. It sat in his garage. He bought it back. He has a lot of history with that car. It's a lot of family stuff. Aren't they setting up a GoFundMe?
I think we're working like a Facebook fundraiser or something, just so we can help them out. I mean, they drove all the way from Idaho with all their belongings and everything. They've been on the whole trip, you guys have seen. So
Rudy and his wife, you know, they've been awesome during this trip. You know, I know we haven't had a lot of them in the videos. We've driven with them quite a bit, but you know, super nice people, super awesome people, and you know, it just really does suck to see that. You can see that it's hard to see that the car out there. We'll walk out there in a second, but again, I would say the biggest thing is it's always fun to go to the track, hang out with your boys, do all that stuff. But at the end of the day, every single one of us wants to go home. You know, like I would say that's the biggest thing. And it's absolutely not saying that anything was like wrong with that car or anything like that. I'm just saying that things happen at tracks and in fittings and lines, and things come loose and things get hot. Things get really freaking hot. And again, that thing's been a track car for almost his whole life. You know, he said it's been on fire once before due to something else, but they got it out.
Fixed it and back at it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just keeping all that stuff in mind. So I guess let's hop over the fence and go take a look at it, because I haven't even seen it. And I know maybe some of you guys are gonna say, you know, like, you know, Trevor, how come you stood there? Or like, you know, because I did film that clip on my iPhone. As soon as it happened, everybody was jumping over the fence with fire extinguishers. Ty grabbed the fire extinguisher out of the Mustang. He ran out there, threw it to Luke. Literally, there was probably 15 people on track within 30 seconds. And trying to get it out.
I wonder if he recovered his cell phone yet.
I think she said she had it.
Did you get it?
So it wasn't in the car.
And this is kind of what it did to the track over here. You can see just tons and tons of pieces of this thing. And at this point, probably the pavement, you know, that much heat really, really damages it too.
Not one single thing. So.
Building, have you ever
Have I ever what?
been on fire?
I have been on fire a couple times. It was never like this, and luckily it was in an area where, like, I caught it early. I pulled right off, extinguishers there, no problem.
Yeah.
So this is.
And this was just literally back here by the fuel tank. Like the whole back of this thing was just
right engulfed.
It was like a flaming, like,
it went up quick.
It looked like a tail.
But had we had adequate fire stuff, so this is a lesson for everyone watching. Like, you know, make sure you check that before track day. If there's not fire extinguishers on every other corner, ask the track why not, and then get it done.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely makes me want to pay way more attention to, because like everybody just got here and just started driving. Like nobody, that was the last, literally fire extinguisher was probably the last thing on anybody's mind.
No one thought about
it. You know,
it.
until that, and then everybody was just literally scrambling, throwing fire extinguishers over the fence, people running as fast as they could to get over here.
Exactly.
And I would say that's probably, you know, the biggest lesson is it's a single fire extinguisher at a blaze like this isn't gonna really help. Like, you need big ones on the track.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, how many fire extinguishers did we use? Probably 10?
We used 10 of the small 5-pounders.
Yeah.
So a couple of 20-pounders, no problem.
Yeah.
Could have knocked it out. Especially like this is where one would have been. This is the multiple corner section, so you would put it like in the middle, behind the berms or something, and then boom. We could have 1 or 2 guys hit it with a big.
And the car still would have probably been damaged in the back, but not this, really.
Anything like this.
Man, it's just, it's so ominous to see it. And literally, like, just the vibe with everybody. Everybody's like, I know, like, me internally, like, I'm sitting here just like thinking, like, damn, what if that was me? What if that was my car? What if I had gotten a wreck and I passed out and I was in that thing, you know? And it's, you know, everybody's
scary.
shorts and
Yeah, it's really
t-shirts
scary.
and gloves and fire socks. It's
You got your family here.
yeah, I got my family here. You know, what if I was giving Jamie a ride, or you know, and you get sandwiched in a tandem and that happens, you know, like
Can't even think about that.
oh, no, it's seriously it's like it's scary. And I don't know. Again, there is we do have a little fundraiser thing set up for Rudy, and
okay, good. I didn't know
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
I'll
we're
share
getting
it.
that all. So I'm sure everybody's going to be sharing that, trying to get him all fixed and taken care of. And
You know the story about this with
yeah,
his dad?
yeah, it was his dad's car, and they've had it forever. And
Well, his dad wasn't into drifting. He loved drag racing. And then Rudy got him to finally come to a drift event. And he was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, actually, you know. And then as his dad was kind of on his deathbed, his dad gave him his blessing to take his car and turn it into a drift car.
oh wow,
Yeah, so that was like, this is the homage. Now his dad has passed on. And so Rudy's kind of like carrying the torch with his...
wow,
His dad bought it brand new.
that's crazy.
One owner.
Yeah, and I guess it won a lot of races too, like SCCA, like road course stuff too.
I'm not sure, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he was telling me a little bit about that, and
Oh, yeah, that's right. When he used to road race it. That's right.
yeah, so it's nuts.
I can't believe it.
So, crazy. It's just crazy. Coilovers melted. Basically, the whole body on this thing is fiberglass, so you could see like the fenders and the hood and the doors and all that stuff is literally just melted, disappeared. Alternator, just barely the windings and everything. I guess this was like a Lingenfelter engine too. It's just crazy because I was literally in the driveway last night, like helping Rudy like diagnose some misfire issues with this thing. It's just crazy. So this is the edge of the track. So basically, we really didn't film a whole lot of me driving initially, just because I was getting kind of warmed up and you know, kind of getting a feel for the track. So Ty didn't grab the camera. But you can see this is kind of the entry, and this is where everybody could kind of go off. I definitely went off over here, probably in one of these things. You can see some fresh scrape marks on the edge of this, but this material, it's definitely interesting. It might be okay for go-karts, but cars, look at that. Literally, this is like a 1 foot drop off, and you can see where somebody did it today. So, and I think some of this is Rad Dan's side skirts and bumpers and stuff like that. And I think people have went far over here before. I think somebody might have hit the wall and some of like the final bout type stuff, but we need a fire safety sponsor.